All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Fargo, here with mindfulness exercises. Thank you for being here. We're live streaming here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's part of our weekly series of free offerings on guided mindfulness meditations and live Q&A for anyone who would like to share any comments, questions, or reflections. Please feel free to write that in the chat section, and I'll read them out loud live here on the air and do my best to support you with your mindfulness practice, your self-compassion practice, your meditation. So Adam is here on LinkedIn. Hello, nice to meet you, Sean. Hi, Adam. Nice to meet you too. So it's Thursday, February 3rd, 9 o'clock Pacific. I'm here in Berkeley, California, from home. Just made myself a nice cup of tea, green tea mixed with chamomile. Ezra is here on LinkedIn. Hello, Ezra. So many people have been struggling lately with COVID and climate change and homeschooling, and a lot of people are transitioning careers, loss of loved ones. There's so much going on in the world that a lot of people have been reaching out for support around self-care. They're feeling maxed out, overwhelmed. A lot of people carry a sense of shame or guilt with them around self-care. A lot of people feel unworthy of being self-compassionate. So today I thought might be a nice opportunity to dive into what we mean about self-compassion, ways that we can practice it in very practical ways, going in baby steps, and opening to that sense of kindness for ourselves in the midst of everything that's going on. Kiku says hello. Cherish says good day, everyone. Michael, hello, good day. Caesar, hello. Adam said, I host a show all about mental health myself and would like to bring you on to chat about my story and passion for meditation. Thanks, Adam. Please, for like inquiries like that, please email either Jillian or support. Jillian, if you could write maybe your email address down, or support, that would be appreciated. But hello, Birdie, Lambert, Nancy, Andrea, Danielle, Jean Mackenzie, Olivia, Athena, Abu Bakar. Wonderful to see so many faces here, mostly on LinkedIn today. That's pretty cool. And then a few on YouTube as well. Great. Johnny, good day. Yeah, so it's just so important to take these moments for ourselves and pause, sense into our experience with this sense of caring curiosity, this sense of kindness, allowance, just dropping into the moment without agenda, without needing to judge it to be good or bad, right or wrong. Or simply sensing into this moment with a sense of kindness, just noticing what's here. A lot of people will talk about self-compassion and mindfulness being two completely separate things, but of course, when we're mindful of our own stress, our own challenges, our own suffering, our own anxiety, then that is a form of self compassion. We're meeting our challenges as they are without judging them and opening to them with this embodied presence imbued with care, curiosity, presence. So, self compassion and mindfulness can be the same thing. But there's all sorts of wonderful self compassion tools we can use, um, sort of that are distinctly separate from mindfulness as well. And so, I think it might be a nice opportunity for us to sit together, to practice a self compassion exercise together just for a few minutes. And then we can chat about it. And if you have any questions or want me to speak about anything, please feel free to write here in the chat section what you'd like me to answer or talk about. So before we dive into the meditation, just wanted to say hello to Jacqueline. Uh, is it Terhe from Lanzarote? Diana from Portugal. Hi, Cherish. Nice to see you here again. I'll talk about the two wings of, yeah, mindfulness in a way. Wonderful. And some tips on how to show self compassion in a hostile environment. Sure, I'd be happy to talk about that. Great. Well, welcome everyone. So let's find a posture that feels relaxed and alert. You're finding a sense of balance in the body. Just noticing whether we're leaning to the left or right, forward or backward. We can close our eyes gently to limit visual distractions or to look downward. Whatever feels safe and comfortable for you is fine. Noticing the body touch the ground or the seat. That downward pull of gravity. As we ground our feet and our sit bones, touching the floor or the chair. And just connecting with the body. And just noticing any physical sensations in this moment. Noticing how our belly feels as we breathe in and out. And feeling the movement of the belly rising and falling. Noticing how the movement of the belly may be changing over time. Maybe the rhythm is slowing down. Maybe there's sensations of tingling, warmth, or coolness. Maybe the belly feels full or hollow. Resting, gentle awareness in the belly. I'm curious how it's feeling. From inhale to exhale. Now I'd like to invite us to call to mind something in our life that we're feeling some stress around. Nothing too intense, nothing too major or overwhelming. Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 3 or a 4 in terms of intensity. So nothing that intense. something we're feeling challenged by. Maybe there's some frustration. Maybe some judgment. Maybe something that's worrying us. Calling to mind the situation, the people involved. Opening to the stress of the situation. Allowing it to surface. Allowing ourselves to feel the stress. And there may be some contraction. And so now shifting our awareness from the story to the body. What does this stress feel like? So we're not judging it to be good or bad, right or wrong. We're exploring these sensations of stress with curiosity. Noticing which areas of the body feel tight and contracted when we feel this stress. So we're not trying to change anything. We're just noticing how this contraction feels. What are the dimensions of this contraction? Where are the outside edges? So, feeling around the contraction, feeling into the contraction from different angles. Maybe certain areas feel really heavy or hot. Allowing space for the stress to be in the body, however it is. Tending to the sensations of stress with this gentle awareness. Bringing a sense of kindness to ourselves. Same form of kindness we would offer a good friend who may also be going through a stressful time. Simple sense of care for these sensations in the body. Remembering that we are not alone in feeling these kinds of feelings. The stress that we're feeling is understandable. It's natural to feel this way. We are human. We need this compassion just as much as anyone else. Including ourselves in the same circle of care. Allowing the sense of care to expand in the body. A sense of kindness pervading the body. Breathing in and out with a sense of care. May we be safe. May we be healthy. May we be happy. And may we live with ease. And may we bring the same quality of gentle awareness for our experience for the rest of the day. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths. Feeling our feet on the ground. Maybe wiggling your fingers or toes. And slowly opening your eyes whenever you're ready. So, I'd like to hear how that was for you. Um, yeah, whether it was helpful or not, pleasant or not. Um, yeah, are there certain elements of that meditation that you have questions about or that you liked, uh, you found difficult? Anything at all is welcome here in the comments. Um, yeah. Tanya said, thinking of something stressful was uncomfortable and you weren't able to finish the meditation. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's a little too intense, or we're just not in the space to call up stress. You know, it's not exactly a comfortable thing. This practice is to help us to build that muscle of tending to what's difficult and uncomfortable with a sense of gentle awareness. Um, it's not easy, and sometimes we feel more prepared than others. Um, and so, if that's the case, we can practice more of just tending to the body with pleasant sensations or neutral sensations for a while, and then maybe calling forth some thoughts around um, extremely mild annoyances or extremely mild discomfort in the body, like on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is being overwhelming, something close to 1 or 2, it's very, very mild. And tending to those sensations with a sense of gentle awareness and curiosity. And then moving gradually towards um, 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. And over the course of months, as we practice this form of self-compassion, we can be with more and more intense experiences without reacting or judging. We can simply be present for more of life, because life can be intense. So if something is too uncomfortable, totally fine to back off or pause, or find something that um, is more tolerable. So thank you for sharing that, Tanya, and I'm sorry that it was difficult. Karen said it was a nice reminder to soften towards stress. Resistance strengthens stress. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of this practice is kind of softening into experience. Well said, Karen. Thank you. Uh, noticed closing my eyes worked on and off, so I alternated. Yeah, that's fine. You can open your eyes, close them, look downward, whatever feels comfortable and safe for you. But if you can limit visual distractions by looking downward at something stationary, it can be helpful. Gray, hi Gray. Gray said wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for your email, by the way. I appreciate that. Andrea said, beginning the meditation, relaxing my mind is difficult. Yeah. It can be helpful to tune into the belly as we breathe, feel the bottoms of our feet on the ground. Sense into our body on the seat. That can be helpful ways to help us to ground into the body, kind of get out of the head a little bit. Jacqueline said, I noticed and felt the stress and tension in my body, reminding myself to let go of what I can't control. A new, just breathe into it. I'm so relaxed right now. Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm glad to hear that. Cherish on YouTube said, thank you, Sean. I noticed tension in my shoulders and temples. As I tended to these areas with kindness, I felt the tension lessening. In this relaxed state, I felt spacious. Beautiful. Yeah, that's typically what happens is when we're feeling tension, contraction, and stress in the body. If we open towards it without trying to change it or fight it or ignore it, if we're able to stay with it with this gentle awareness, then that tension will usually soften, will usually process and relax, um, tend to have more spaciousness. So sometimes when we turn towards the tension will get bigger, like the intensity will increase. And that's fine too. Can we stay present for that increase in tightening? Can we stay present with this gentle awareness and this sense of kindness and notice how it's changing? And if we stay with it long enough, it will subside. But it's this quality of this non judgmental moment to moment awareness that's very healing and can support the dissolution of the tension and the contraction. We're also learning how to notice the arising of experience, the arising of emotion, the arising of contraction and stress in our mind, in our experience. And we're able to notice the arising of this experience sooner and sooner with more and more nuance and with less and less judgment, so that we can notice the experience arising. We can stay present for it in the midst of all other experience. We can welcome it, acknowledge it, befriend it, as Tara Brach will say, with this gentle, loving awareness, as Jack Kornfield would say, and allow it to pass. Allow this experience to change. So it's this quality of gentle awareness that's very healing and will allow the experience to naturally subside on its own without us getting in the way or exaggerating the sensation or getting caught in the story, which will often feed the contraction or suppress the emotion. Someone on LinkedIn said, "This gentle awareness exercise worked for me. I experienced self-compassion. Yay." After these meditations, I always feel so peaceful. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, so in that meditation, we tried a few different things where we grounded in the body, we hung out with breathing, mindfulness of breathing in the belly. And then we called to mind a situation that we feel some stress around, nothing too intense. We would relive the situation so that we invited that stress in the body. And then we shifted gears from the story towards this experience and this moment in the body of what this stress feels like. So that now it's more back to a mindfulness practice where we're tending to what's actually here without the story. Exploring it with curiosity, sensing into the geography and the placement of the tension, different parts of the body. sensing into the visceral, physical characteristics of the tension itself, the temperature, the density, you know, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, whether there's tingling or not, where are the outside edges. And then we begin to wish ourselves well in the midst of this stress. So opening to a sense of kindness and allowance for these sensations to be here. Um, Wishing ourselves well in the same way that we would wish a good friend who may be going through something similar. Including ourselves in the same circle of care that we offer to others. Acknowledging our common humanity, that this is normal to feel this way. It's very common. We're human. Every human goes through tough times. every human experiences stress. And that because we're human and because we experience stress, we deserve compassion. And so, can we open to our own hearts, our own compassion for ourselves? And then we segued into sort of a loving kindness phrase. May we be safe. May we be healthy. May we be happy. May we live with ease. May we offer ourselves care in the midst of our challenges. And may we bring the same quality of self-care to our experience for the rest of the day. And so this practice is not about forcing any feelings. It's not about suppressing anything. It's simply about tending to whatever's here, including the unpleasant sensations of stress, with this gentle awareness, tending to the actual felt experience with allowance, curiosity, and embodied presence, which is so healing. It's not easy, and sometimes it can be really hard to open up to self-compassion. And that's normal. And so it takes practice. We're cultivating our hearts, cultivating this courage, realizing more and more that we are capable of meeting more and more kinds of experience with this mindfulness. Even if it's scary or uncomfortable. We are capable of doing this more and more. You are capable of more self-compassion. And sometimes all we need is that little simple reminder. We are capable. And so, that's why I'm here every Thursday, is to, support you and practice with you and, support each other. Yeah, we are capable, Cherish. There was a question from earlier from Evangeline. Tips on how to show self compassion in a hostile environment. There's also questions on thoughts on how to start introducing the concept of mindfulness to a new community, how to explain the difference between mindfulness and meditation. Yeah, so I'll start with the first question. Tips on how to show self compassion in a hostile environment. Um, yeah, I'm not so sure it's about showing self compassion, but it's about, feeling self compassion, opening to self compassion in a hostile environment. Um, Self compassion is not always sort of soft, if you will. Self care can be fierce. If there's a situation that feels unsafe or aggressive or hostile, then self compassion can mean setting very strict boundaries. It can mean exiting a situation with respect. It can mean informing people to stop harming. So self compassion can be fierce. Um, Not mean, but it can feel intense. But um, the trick here is to keep an open heart. So, not to judge others or to judge the situation, but to respond to the situation with some wisdom. What would be helpful? That's a form of care for short term and long term well being of yourself and also others. Um, you can Google like fierce self compassion for more examples, but um, typically it's around boundaries, being clear like what's acceptable and what's not. So I hope that's helpful, Evangeline. Um, and then from Abina, thoughts on how to start introducing the concept of mindfulness to a new community. Um, yeah, I mean, we have a mindfulness teacher training program that talks a lot about this in a lot of detail. But typically, I like to introduce mindfulness by inviting them to notice an aspect of their experience with this sense of, gentle awareness, this caring curiosity. Um, and then let them know that that was mindfulness. So I typically prefer not introducing mindfulness with too many words or definitions or concepts. I like to introduce it with the practice and then say, well, that was a mindfulness practice. As you can see, it's not like religious, it's not dogmatic, there's nothing to believe. It's just noticing your moment to moment experience, without judgment. And then you can go into a lot more nuance, but um, I find that to be a helpful way of introducing mindfulness to people, because then they'll get the sense, oh, I can do this. It's not what I thought it was. Um, it's probably relatively pleasant. So, um, yeah, mindfulness can be a form of meditation. There's lots of mindfulness meditations. There are many, many kinds of meditations, mindfulness meditations being one of them. And then, but there's also just being mindful in daily life as well. So we can talk about mindfulness sort of in two different ways. There's mindfulness with formal meditation practice, where we're typically sitting, but we can be lying down or standing, but typically with our eyes closed or mostly closed, and we're tending to our inner experience or to our bodies. Um, that's the majority of like formal meditations, mindfulness meditations. But there's also being mindful in daily life as we're standing in line at the post office. Can bring mindfulness to eating, washing the dishes, talking, although that can be a little bit more advanced sometimes. Yeah, so noticing sights and sounds and tastes and um, emotions in daily life as we're driving, as we're talking, as we're working. So so mindfulness can be a form of meditation, but it can also be just a way of life, or a way of tending to our moment to moment experience. So we can be present sitting in meditation, or we can be present just, living our life. And these practices and these exercises help us to integrate mindfulness into more and more aspects of our life, more and more moments and experiences. Someone on LinkedIn asked for a link to our training program. Jillian, if you could maybe just share the link to our teacher training program page. I'm not trying to sell anything, but if you want to check out the program, please feel free to check it out and let me know if you have any questions. Christine said, mindfulness can be described as an outlook. Mindfulness tools like meditation can help create awareness of surroundings. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it takes practice bit by bit. It's like going to the gym. Um, we're strengthening our insula, we're rewiring our brain, our nervous system, practicing opening to different kinds of emotions, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, tuning into more visceral sensations in the body. And this builds a sense of greater understanding of our minds, noticing the patterns of how we're responding to situations and how experience actually feels from an embodied perspective. And this can lead to greater empathy for others, because the more we understand what certain emotions and experiences feel like, we can tune into how it feels like for others. So this isn't, a selfish practice. This actually builds empathy for others, a sense of interconnectedness, common humanity, and compassion for others. So, um, so when we're meditating, it's not just for ourselves. As important as self-care is, we're also opening our hearts to others as well, and the sense of sustained presence for others, which can be healing for them as much as anything we say. So I hope that that practice today was helpful. I hope that we're all um, able to open to more and more self-compassion or self-care, self-kindness, um, and that we can offer this to others as well. So thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to be here. It's nice to see you all here on LinkedIn and YouTube. And I'll be here again next Thursday, same time. So I hope you can come back. But regardless, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Thank you, everybody. Take good care. Thank you.